My head. What the hell? Johansson. Novak. Novak, come in. Great. That's just great. It's the engineer's hibernation chamber. Looks like poor Johansson didn't make it. I should have a second look at him after I manage to open the chamber from the medical room. It's the engineer's... The panel doesn't have power. The door is held firmly closed by the hydraulic. That won't open it. There's no terrain data. It's too dark there. I wouldn't see a thing. Looks like the hibernation chamber is leaking fluid. I'll have to check back here later to figure out what's wrong with the system. Pow to Novak. Novak, can you hear me? Nothing.
Novak to Pal. Come in.
Finally. This is Pal. I read you.
Listen, I'm injured. It's really bad.
What is it?
Man, it's bad. Just get to the cockpit as fast as you can.
Okay, hang in there. I'll be there in a minute. It's empty. It controls the door. The hydraulics are under pressure. If I could release them somehow... It's stuck. I broke it open with the wrench. There's a small crack behind that bulkhead. Wow, that does look nasty.
Right. Listen, we need to get this rod out. The suit's medtech has sealed my wounds, so I'm alright for now. But you will have to patch up the holes in the suit after you've removed the rod. You'll need some glue for that, I guess.
I think we might have something in the cargo bay.
Hurry up, alright? And everything shut down after the crash. So I ran it. Tried to get the power back online and reboot the mainframe.
I'll get on it.
I'll monitor your progress on helmet cam. Radio me when you need help.
Thanks, Novak.
That's still captain to you.
Yeah, make me say it.
Just get to work.
Both consoles blew up. First Novak's, then mine. I don't want to pull the rod out. I don't want to pull the rod out before I find something to seal the suit with. I should operate the other screen. The touch panel has no power. That won't do any good. I should operate It's a small fracture on the ship's hull. I need to seal it with something. It's an endless desert. Why do... I broke it open with the wrench and released. It's empty. It's the engineer's hibernation. That won't open. It's the tube that... I've unscrewed the tube. There's an adapter piece underneath it. Looks like the hibernation chamber is... The panel doesn't have power. I need something to power it up. It's the main power conduit that channels power to the rest of the ship. It seems to be offline. It has a safety switch that shuts down the power going through it to prevent the user from getting electrocuted. The main panel got loose, and it activated the safety. Several cables seem to be loose. They must have been torn down when we crashed, and most of the conduits are fried. The middle engine looks fine from the outside, but you never know. We'll ultimately find out when we get off this rock. The right engine is shot to hell. I don't even want to try to repair it. It's the main power. There, I've tightened the screws. I've screwed the panel. There's nothing. Johansson, our late engineer, used to use the top of these cabinets as a work desk. They're full of his stuff. The middle engine, the right engine is shot to... I don't even want to try. The right engine is shot to hell. Several cables seem to be loose. They must... It's beyond repair. The ship has very little power, and the reactor is offline. I will need some extra power to start it up again. I've screwed the panel back on. The safety switch is still on, and the conduit is making crackling noises like a badly tuned TV set. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. That doesn't need fitting together. I can't use that to replace the fuel cell's transformer. It's the engineer's hibernation chamber. Looks like poor Johansson didn't make it. It's the engineer's hibernation chamber. Looks like poor Johansson... That won't open it. The panel is functioning perfectly. That won't open. The touch panel has no power. It's a small fracture on the ship's hull. That doesn't need fitting together. That doesn't need fit. That doesn't need any electric. The wires are too I don't want to pull the... Both consoles blew up. First Novak's, then mine. I got lucky, he didn't. I hope he makes it though. I admit, I don't like him that much, but I don't want... That's not gonna seal the... That's not gonna seal the suit. The console is beyond repair. We'll have to find another way to pilot the ship. That won't do any good. It's too dark there. I wouldn't see a thing. Looks like the hibernation I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. It's too dark up there. I wouldn't see a thing. I don't even want to try to It's beyond repair. The engine doesn't need... I can't use any of that. There's nothing else there. That has no power. It's beyond repair. The ship has very little power, and the reactor... That has no power. Better go with brute force again.
Initiating bootstrap of mainframe. Warning, main reactor offline. Currently operating on auxiliary power.
Finally. Nice job, pal. Computer, determine cause of course deviation.
Course compromised due to an extreme gravitational anomaly.
Specify source of anomaly.
Shockwave regression analysis places source of anomaly on the second planet of the Beta Cygni system.
Specify our current location.
Beta Cygni 2.
Wow, we're on Deadrock? The Deadrock?
Looks like it, yeah.
Well, that's just fantastic. Of all the inescapable places in the galaxy, we had to end up here.
I admit, it sounds pretty bad.
No, this is way worse than bad. We're on the one planet that no one's ever returned from. Even the UN has declared this place off limits.
Well, you're right, but there's nothing we can do about it now. Computer, damage report.
Main reactor offline. Engine 1 and 3 offline. Hibernation chambers 1 and 2 offline. Hibernation chamber 3 non-functional. Hull breaches detected in cockpit, medical room and cargo bay. Carbon dioxide concentration in ship exceeding toxic levels.
Wow, that's all?
It's not as bad as it sounds.
Yes, it is.
No, listen. We might have a chance to get out of here after all. We still have one engine intact, and the thrusters seem to be working too. But you need to see what's wrong with the hibernation system and seal those breaches. Go and check the CO2 filter in the med room. It hurts like hell when I try to move, so I'll just stay here. But I'll try to scan the planet's surface for life signs.
There's nothing. It's the engineer's hibernation chamber. The panel is functioning perfectly. The panel is functioning perfectly. It's a universal adhesive that uses nanotechnology. This baby fills up holes and cracks like nothing else. The nanobots inside distribute the material so it's absolutely airtight after it is cured. I'll need something to carry it around in. That's a good idea, but parts of the glue gun are still... I can't fill that with no use climbing it. The upper walkway is blocked as well. It's full of fine leather jackets. The containers are blocking the way to the back of the cargo bay. One herring will be perfectly enough.
Opening hibernation chamber 3.
I've opened Johansson's hibernation chamber. I should go and check him out. I should present it with... It's a status report on the hibernation chambers. It says there's a malfunction in one of them. If we can't fix the hibernation system, there's no point in even taking off. We wouldn't survive the voyage without hibernation, even if we go to the nearest starbase. It's circulating the air and working the CO2 filter at the same time. I'll have to shut it off from the cockpit to get a look at the filter behind it. There's a syringe inside. It's an access panel. That was pretty easy. This steel pipe is part of the O2 circulation system. I wouldn't do any damage if I removed it. There's a small crack behind that bulkhead. This is where It's supposed to be an examining table, but Johansson used it as an extension of the desk when he ran out of space while working on one of his experiments, but it's surprisingly tidy now. I can see something inside the drain, but I can't reach it with my fingers. It's too deep down. The syringe can't reach whatever's down there. I need to figure out... I don't want to put that... I'll need a larger sample. I already have some of the fluid. I don't want to waste the... That's no use. I should operate. That turned off the ventilator in the medical room. The readout says that the carbon dioxide levels in the ship are too high. I should operate. It's a small fracture on the ship's hull. I need to seal it. That won't seal the hull breach. That won't seal. I don't want to pull the rod out. Both consoles. I've taken out the old filter. I'll have to find a replacement somehow, but I'm almost sure that I won't find a spare part on the ship. I might have to rig something together from what I do find. I don't want to waste the sample on that. I should present it with some...
Analyzing sample. Please stand by. No living cells found in sample.
Did you get that, Novak?
Yeah, it looks like the nutritional fluid is shot to hell. It must have been the extreme gravitational forces. We'll have to replace the fluid somehow.
Have you seen all the sand out there? I doubt there's anything living on this Deadrock. I think I get the name now.
That doesn't really help us, you know. But I've been able to scan the surface, and I found another vessel that has crashed. It's not too far.
Were they caught in the same crap we were?
How am I supposed to know? I don't even know why we crashed. I detected no life signs, so it must have been a while ago. Anyhow, you'll have to visit that other ship.
Ah, crap.
Yeah, I've been unable to jumpstart the reactor. There's just not enough juice. Plus the computer says that the plasma injector is fried in engine 2.
Damn, it looked like it was okay.
The good news is that the other ship is emitting a standard military distress call. So it's probably a military ship, which means compatible parts for us.
I never thought that one day I'd actually appreciate your enthusiasm for all things military.
See? Anyways, see if you can find some replacement for the hibernation fluid.
Is that all?
And get me a cheeseburger while you're at it.
Okay, pal out.
Large fries.
Pal out.
Diet Cola.
Knock it off, you stupid son of...
I heard that.
I know. Now let me get to work. It's supposed to be an examining table. I'd better leave it clean as a tribute to Johansson. The ship has very little power, and several cables seem to be loose. They must have been torn down when we crashed. It's beyond repair. It's beyond... I need to fix the engine. The engine doesn't need that part. The engine doesn't need... The engine doesn't... The engine doesn't... The engine doesn't need... The engine doesn't... The engine doesn't need that part. The right engine is shot to hell. There's nothing else there. It's humming peacefully now. It ain't broken. I can't use any of that stuff. It's an endless The reader. I can't turn on the ventilator because I've taken... It's a small fracture on the ship's hull. I need to... That won't seal the hull breach. That's no use. That doesn't need fitting together. That makes no sense. That doesn't need any electric. That's not gonna seal the... That's not gonna seal the suit. That's not gonna seal the suit. That's not gonna seal the... That's not gonna seal the suit. It's empty. I've done my share of analyzing. I'll need a larger sample. I can see something inside the drain, but I can't reach it with my fingers. It's too deep down. The steel pipe is too thick to stick it down there. I don't want to put that... That doesn't need any electrical pad. That doesn't need fitting together. I don't want to light that on fire. That's no use. I can't attach that to the glue gun. It's a universal adhesive. That's a good idea. It's full of... I don't want to put that there. I don't want to... I'll need something with good leverage. One herring will be perfectly enough. That doesn't need gluing. It's a small fracture on the There's not enough glue in the syringe to seal the breach. I'll save this and try patching the hull with a larger... It's a small There's not enough glue in the I managed to get the rod out and seal the suit, but I don't think he'll be able to move anytime soon. His suit's medhack needs to take care of his wounds again. I'll just leave him here to rest for now. Oh yeah, and I broke the syringe in the process. Sorry about that. I managed to get the rod out and seal the suit, but but I don't think he'll be able to move anytime soon. Both consoles. The console is beyond. That won't do any good. I can reach the bottom with it, but I can't get that thing down there hooked. I need to figure out some other way to get it out. I can't fill that with... I moved the containers out of the way with the steel rod. It's full of fine leather jack. No use climbing. It's empty. There's a small crack behind that bulkhead. The control panel that opens the rear loading door is acting up. The circuit must have been overloaded when I restored power to the ship. Maybe I can override it. I should use the control panel to open the door. I can't use that to override the... I have overridden the controls with the electric wires, and the control panel is now working. Open, says me. I still have a couple of things to do here before I venture out into the desert. No, no, no. That won't do any good. That won't do any good. That won't do any good. I've poured the beer down the drain. It's filled up, and now there's something floating in it. What a waste of a perfectly horrible can of beer. One hair. The glue has sealed the breach almost instant. I already The glue has sealed the breach. The breach is already sealed. The breach is already sealed. The glue has sealed the breach almost instantly. The breach is sealed. I managed to get the rod. I don't even want to. No use. I still have a couple of things to do here before I venture out into the desert. I've done my share of I've done my share of analyzing for today. I've taken out the old filter. I'll have to find a... That won't do. That won't do as a replacement filter. That won't do as a replacement. That's a good idea, except the ventilator and the gas mask. I don't want to put the mask on that. I've opened Johansson's hibernation chamber. It's a status report on the hibernation chambers. It says there's a malfunction in one of them. If we can't fix the hibernation system, there's no point in even taking off. We wouldn't survive the voyage without hibernation, even if we go to the nearest starbase. It's supposed to be an I'd better leave it. There's nothing more here. I've done my share of analyzing for today. Several cables seem to be loose. They must have been torn down when we crashed. It's beyond... I don't even want to try. It ain't broken. It ain't broke anymore. It's beyond repair. The engine doesn't... I need to fix the engine. The engine doesn't need... The engine doesn't need that part. There's nothing else there. I can't use any of that stuff. I don't even know what they're good for. The ship has very little power, and the reactor is offline. That has no power in it. That has no... The engine doesn't need that part.
I think you have the materials to rig a replacement CO2 filter. I think you have the materials to rig a replacement CO2 filter.
That doesn't need fitting. That makes no sense. That doesn't need... That won't make... The breach is already sealed. I've taken out the old... Good thinking, except there's nothing covering the back of the gas mask, so the gas would just leak out. We're almost there, but first I need to make the mask airtight. The gas mask will serve as a temporary CO2 filter. I'll just have to turn the ventilator. The readout says that the CO2 levels are starting to normalize throughout the ship.
I think you're ready to leave the ship. This is Novak. I see you're about to go out into the desert. Now listen, try to take care of yourself. You're my only chance of getting off this planet alive.
I appreciate your honesty. Now, do you have anything to say, or did you just call to piss me off?
Just a recap of what we need. A full energy cell and a spare ejector for the reactor, plus some sort of replacement for the nutritional fluid of the hibernation system.
I knew all that. You really do like to play captain, don't you?
I don't have to play it. I am the captain. Okay. I uploaded the coordinates of that other ship to your suit, plus some terrain data.
Okay, thanks. I'll get back to you when I have something. Pal out. There's no oxygen in the atmosphere. That's funny. The damage doesn't look as bad from out here. Anyway, there's no point in going back there until I have a charged power cell, some hibernation fluid, and a spare plasma injector. It looks like the sand contains high concentration. Let's not bury things in the sand, okay? Pow to Novak.
Yes, what is it?
Are these coordinates right? I don't see a shipwreck here.
No, you're still several clicks off.
Oh, come on, man. Where am I then?
Hang on, I'll check the terrain data. It looks like there's a gorge that's several miles long. You'll have to get across it in order to reach that ship.
Can I go around?
Nah, that would take days. Try to find a path that's not too deep. Or build a bridge for all I care. Just get across.
Easy for you to say.
Just figure something out.
Will do. Pow out. I'm almost certain that this is not a naturally occurring phenomenon. They seem to be made out of some sort of smooth stone, stand about twice as tall as I do, and they look really creepy. Thank God they don't have eyes. It's a massive stone pillar. If my eyes don't deceive me, it's slightly taller than the distance between the two sides of the gorge. Several stones are loose at the bottom of it, on the side facing the gorge.
I know it sounds crazy, but can't you use that pillar and the gorge as a bridge? All you need to do is move the loose stones at the bottom of it. Blow it up for all I care.
Could work. I'll look into it. It's too wide. I can't even jump it. It's a portable pylon for rigging bridges. I think it's used by the military. The bridge was torn down. I don't think I can use it to get down to the ledge. The remaining cable isn't long enough. It's too wide. It's too dark down there. I can't see a thing. There's a corpse on the ledge. Poor guy must have fallen down there when the bridge was destroyed. I can see a cargo container too. I can't go there until I find a way to get across that gorge. I'm almost certain I should try to move those rocks away from the bed. If I'm going to move this thing, I'll need more than simple tools. If I'm going to move this thing, I'll need... I don't want to light that on fire. That makes no sense. I don't want to mix it with that. I can't use that. I can't use that to replace the fuel cell. I don't want to light that on fire. I don't want to mix it.
our ship.
I can't go there. I've got enough saltpeter. I've got enough saltpeter. I don't want to mix it with that. I don't want to light that up. I don't want to stink that up. That doesn't need leverage. That makes no sense. I can't use that to replace the fuel cells trans. I've placed the CO2 filter. Wow, I must admit, I did not expect that to work. This one already has the remains of the bridge tied to it. Unfortunately, I can't go down to the ledge on this. Looks like someone tried to build a bridge here. It's unclear whether they succeeded before it was destroyed. The pylon's a bit loose, but I think it can hold my weight if I can use something thin to descend. I can't go down and... Powder Novak, are you seeing this?
Yep, looks bad. It seems to have been ripped apart. It's possible they were caught in the same gravitational disturbance as we. But this looks like a Taurus-class cruiser, the big sister of our Morningstar.
Yeah, about that anomaly. Did you scan for it?
Yep, but the computer is unable to pinpoint its location. All we know it's somewhere on this planet, and we need to get rid of it to take off. Otherwise, we'd be doing this all over again.
Got it. I'll take a look around inside. Maybe I can find out what happened to these people. It says Armstrong. The ship was torn in half by the gravitational forces. It must have been an attack cruiser, but this gun array is now useless. The control panel has no power, the wiring has rusted, so there's no way I can supply power to this unit. Better go with brute force again. The door is stuck. The door is stuck. I think it's the hydraulics again. That may have worked on our ship. I can't use that to force. That's a good idea. But first, I need to release the hydraulics somehow. I can't use... It'll take more than that to break the panel. It'll take more than that. That may have worked on our... As I said, it gets in everywhere. It says S. Mendez. That doesn't need leverage. It's a so-called micro... It says M. Coulter. It says V. Dirtle. I don't want to go back there. It looks dangerous, what with the ship being torn in half and all. That shot has melted the control panel and the control mechanism behind it, but the door is still closed. I think I'll have to force it open. That shot has melted the control panel. I can't use that to force the door. I managed to force the door open with the rod. Without the hydraulics holding it in place, it was relatively easy. This log contains the coordinates of a camp in that canyon. He has nothing more. This is where the plasma is injected into the This is where the plasma is injected into the engine. These couplings tend to jam, so I've removed the coupling. The plasma injector is still there. There's nothing more here. The ship was... That's funny. Creepy as always. It's as if it were standing guard. But I'm sure that's just my imagination running wild. This log mentions a distress call that one of their crew sent out from a crater. That should put the source in this area. He has nothing else on him. Its lid is all bent up and crooked. It looks like it took a shot or was dropped from up high. I can't open it by hand. I can't use that to pry the lid. The screwdriver is not... It won't fit in the crack. It won't fit in the crack. I need something thinner. Nothing there. Nothing there. It won't fit in the crack. Creepy as always. It's a grave. The rifle on the headstone is useless. It might be a good idea to dig it up, but with my bare hands, it could take hours. It's broken beyond repair. He has nothing else on him. It said, looks like this one already has the remains of the bridge tied. The rope is not long enough. The cable. I have tied the energy cable. There's nothing else. The rod is too thick. He has nothing more. It's broken. Nothing. Its lid is all bent up. That's still a huge area to cover on foot. I won't go there until I know exactly where the distress call is coming from. That's funny. I've got it. I already took all the insects. I'm almost certain. It's a large boulder. I can almost go around it to the back of the wall. There's nothing. He has nothing else on him. This one already has the remains of the bridge tied to it. Unfortunately, I can't go down to the ledge on this. I have tied. He has nothing else. Nothing there. He has nothing else. There's nothing more. He has nothing more on him. That won't enhance the range of the... I can just read the contents. I don't want to shock. It must have been an attack cruiser. That's still a huge area.
See if you can locate that distress beacon which is mentioned in that Marine's log. See if you can locate that distress beacon which is mentioned in that...
I have located a distress beacon at that small crater. There's hundreds of these things, and they're all facing that ledge. Okay, I'm officially declaring this the creepiest thing on the planet. For now. Man, this door is huge. It's a massive steel door, and it's shut, of course. There's nothing else there. I don't want to attach the wires to that. I don't want to attach the wires to that. I have located a distress beacon at that small crater. There's hundreds. Let's not disturb them, okay? That could work. There's nothing. I don't want... It's empty now. I don't want to light... I should be using this on something that... That won't help me detonate the breaching charge. I don't want to throw that into the other room. It must have been no point in that. No point in that. No point in that. That's fun.
You should try exploring the gorge even deeper.
He has nothing. It's a lot. I don't want to put... I already... It's too dark down there. I should do that from the ledge. I don't want to throw that down. I don't want to go down there until I'll throw down the plasma flare as soon as I find a way to rappel down. I don't want to throw that down there. I have tied the rope around the boulder. I have activated the rope. It's glowing nice and red. Great. All the rope I want, now that I don't need it anymore. He has nothing. There's nothing.
Try to scan the entrances at the crater.
The scanner's not picking up anything from inside. Either there's nothing in there, or it's pretty... Man, this door... The scanner's picking up gravitational fluctuations from the other side of the door. I need to get inside to find out more. Okay, but let's find a detonator for the charge first. I don't want to attach the wires to the... I can't reload the... That doesn't... I don't want to attach the wires to... That doesn't need timing. I've attached the armed detonator to the door and started the countdown, but I'd better go a bit further away before the blast. Novak, this is Pal. Do you read?
You're breaking up a bit, but I hear you.
I might be onto something. I found a large structure with a generator inside. It's huge, and it's making me feel dizzy. Something's wrong with the gravity in here. I think this might be the source of the anomaly, an immense gravity well or something.
I've been scanning the surface for hours, but I found nothing.
I think this is putting out a lot more than our sensors can handle.
Ah, I see now. This gravitational thing is confined like a tunnel, and both we and the Armstrong went through it. I think we might have skimmed it, but they got torn right in half. Listen, I'll plot a safe course and set up the autopilot to get us out of here.
Plot that course, and I'll get back to you as soon as I have the power cell plus the hibernation fluid. I'll disable this gravity generator just in case our tunnel theory is wrong. I hope these weird stoneheads won't mind. They look creepier and creepier. Actually, they look just like you, Novak.
Just shut up and get to work.
This is where the immense gravitational field is created. I guess it's heavily shielded, but I can still feel its vibration. I'll need to shut it down before we take off. Nothing. think this is a status display. The bottom markings are identical to those on the power cable. I think this is a status display. The bottom markings are identical to those on the power cable. Nothing. Nothing. It seems to be supplying the console with power. I can't do anything with these symbols except memorize them. Nothing. Nothing. Gravity is already on. It's time I tried turning it off. The power's already on. There are 3 symbols on this energy cable. They are similar to those on the console. I don't think that's a good idea.
Explore the generator complex thoroughly.
That's odd. Only one planet in this system? It's 3 symbols, similar to those I've seen on the consoles. It's 3 symbols, similar to those It's 3. I wonder what these guys want with Earth. It's 3 symbols. I can't open it with my hands. It's way too deep. I won't even attempt to go down. It's an access panel. I've disconnected the wires, but the ventilator is still running. I guess this is just a monitoring circuit. I'll need to override it somehow to stop the ventilator. I've disconnected the I can't use that to open. I can't use. I've disconnected the. That's not the right kind. I don't want. I can't use that. It's spinning really fast. I wonder what these guys want with Earth. Nothing. Nothing. Wow, there are hundreds of them. Each one holds a specimen of a different species. Looks like whoever owns this place likes to collect life forms from all over the galaxy. One more reason to get the hell out of here as soon as possible. Okay, that never happened before. It doesn't seem to notice me. And yes, still creepy as can be. This table and its lighting has a striking resemblance to an operating table. Holy crap, that looks like a human skeleton floating in there. It's two alien symbols. I think they show the status of the cylinder. This unit seems to be running. There's a blob floating in the storage cylinder. The symbols displayed on this unit look different from the other ones. The rest of the units seem to be running, but this one is switched off and it's empty. This device looks almost identical to the one in the generator room, only this one is about 100 times smaller. The contents of each cylinder seem to be floating in midair, so this could be some sort of anti-gravity generator. It's three symbols, similar to those I've seen on the consoles. This device looks almost identical to the one in the generator room, only this one is about 100 times smaller. The contents of each cylinder seem to be floating in midair, so this could be some sort of anti-gravity generator. I think this is a status display. The bottom markings are identical to those on the power cable. Nothing. I managed to turn off the power. The console is still on, so it must have a backup power source. This thing has a lot of power. Maybe I can store it somehow. I have turned off the gravity well. A crystal lowered itself from the generator. The crystal is hovering above the shiny dome. The machine must be still generating a smaller local gravity field to keep the crystal afloat. Anyway, this seems to be the heart of it all. I think I need to destroy the crystal to get rid of this gravity generator for good. That's not gonna destroy. I can't use that to replace the fuel cell's transformer. That's not gonna destroy. That's That's not... I can't use that to override... I don't want to attach that to the wire. I wonder what these guys want with Earth. It doesn't seem... That storage cylinder is already on. A chamber just went... I've had enough skeletons for one day, thank you. Besides, it looks like all his stuff is packed underneath him. There's a log entry on this card about a star system with a single planet. Admission time 0850. There's a blob floating in the storage cylinder. Nothing. It's two alien symbols. There's a blob. Wow. The generator is off. I wonder if this is the planet that was mentioned in the log of the Armstrong's captain. It's a green goo that looks exactly like our hibernation fluid, only a lot thicker. It's three symbols, similar to... It doesn't seem... I'd better leave it alone. I'd better leave it alone. This it's spinning really. There's nothing I could stick in there that would make it stop. I'll have to find some other way to shut it down. I can't use that to override the vent. I can't use. I've disconnected the wires, but the ventilator is still running. I guess this is just a monitoring circuit. I'll need to override it somehow to stop the ventilator. It's way... The crystal is hovering above the shiny dome. It seems to be supplying the console with power. The power's off now, so I can safely touch it. There are 3 symbols on this energy cable. They are... He has nothing. There's nothing else. That's funny.
Try to recharge the fuel cell using the energy in the cable in the generator room. You probably need...
That's not gonna destroy the crystal. That won't help me lower the energy output. Good idea, but the fuel cell is broken. I need to install a replacement transformer and... Using the copper wire is a good idea, but I need to find some kind of frame so I can wind the wire around it and make a transformer. That doesn't need... I don't want to... I need to find something with a lot of energy to fill this. That won't help me lower the energy out. That won't help me lower the energy output of the cable. I don't want to pick that up unless it's full of energy. I don't want to channel. I don't want to pick that up unless it's... I don't want to turn it on. I've almost got it disabled. I've already turned on. I don't want to pick that. It seems the crystal is hovering. That's not gonna... That won't fill up the cell with power. I don't want to channel power into that. That won't fill... I don't want to channel... I don't want to channel power into that. I don't want to channel power into that. I don't want to pick that up unless...
Try to recharge the fuel cell using the energy in the cable in the generator room. You'll probably need to find out the code that stands for energy.
It seems to be supply. The power's already off. I'd better turn off the power first. The crystal is hovering above. That's not going to destroy the crystal. Besides, I can't reach it. I need to take a shot at this with something else. That's not going to That doesn't need leverage. I can't use that. I don't want to attach that to the wire. I can't use that to override the ventilator controls. It's way too deep. There's hundreds. That's funny. I have located a distress beacon at that small crater. Let's not It's beyond. I don't want to put that there. There's nothing else there. The scanners. I removed the circuit. I don't think that's a good idea. I can't use that to over... I don't want to attach that to the wire. I don't want to... I can't...
Disable the gravity generator.
I don't want to turn it on. I've almost got it disabled. I don't think I should turn it back on unless I have a good reason. The particle rifle has no power. I can't reload. Yes? What is it?
I think we've got a problem here. What did you just do?
I shut off the gravity generator. Why?
Sensors just picked up airborne objects. I think you pissed off someone or something in there. I think they sent out drones to do recon over the area.
How many are there?
I don't know, a few dozen.
Did they spot you? What's their trajectory?
I don't think they've located the ship. Thank God we're on auxiliary power. Otherwise they would be all over me by now. Hang on, I got visual. Yep, they're flying drones. They're ignoring the ship, so we're good for now. But I don't know how we're gonna take off with these things in the air. They don't look too friendly.
Well, they aren't. We've seen the damage they can do. Remember that camp?
Right, so now what? You can't even get back to the ship.
I don't know. Give me a few minutes. I'll try to figure something out.
Okay. It's a miracle they can't pinpoint my radio signal.
Just lay low. I'll call you soon. I don't think I should turn it. It doesn't seem to know. This table and its lighting has a... I can't use that to override. There's nothing I... That wasn't here before. Novak, are you seeing this? The Stoneheads are the drones.
What? Then get out of there, quick!
Hang on. I don't think it wants to attack me. In fact, I don't think it can even see me.
Hey, then maybe none of them can detect you. You can walk back to the ship after all.
Sure. Would you take that bet?
No way.
Nor would I, so I'll have to find another way to get back.
And we have to figure out how to take off with all the drones in the air.
Right. I'll try to think of something. Pal out. It looks like it's scanning the area, but for some reason it doesn't seem to notice me. I think I pissed it off enough already. Let's go while it doesn't see me. I think I pissed... The drones are all gone. I don't want to throw that... It's not safe to walk around in the open desert with all those drones out there. It's not safe to walk around in the open desert with all those drones out there. I'll have to find another way to get to our ship. There's nothing... It's a massive steel door. I removed the servo... There's nothing... He has not... I can't turn it back on, even if I wanted to. I destroyed the reactor crystal. I don't think I should turn it. It doesn't seem to... I'd better leave it alone. This table and its lighting has a striking resemblance to an operating table.
Try to disable that ventilator, and then crawl through the air duct. Maybe you'll discover something that will help you get back to our ship.
I've disconnected the wires, but the ventilator is still running. That's not the... I can't use that. I don't... I've dis... I can't use... I can't use that to... I don't want to attach that to the wire. I don't want to waste power on that. I've disconnected the wires, but the ventilator... I can't use that. I don't want to shoot. That doesn't require the spare engine part or the plasma in it. That's not the right kind of that's not the right. It looks like it's scanning the area, but for... I think I pissed it off enough already. There's nothing. He has nothing else on him. There's nothing else there. I don't want to put that... I don't want to... The generator is offline. It seemed... I think I'll just read that. I can't do it. This table and... I don't want to put that there. I don't want to put that there. I don't want to put that there. I don't want to put that. I don't want to put that there. I don't want to put that there. Wow. Not a good idea. There's nothing else. This device looks almost... I don't know what would happen. I don't know what... I don't know what would happen, so I'd better not. It's a green... It's two alien symbols. I think they show the status of the cylinder. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to attach that.
Trying to disable that ventilator and then crawl through the... Trying to...
I don't want... I can't use that to override the ventilator controls. I can't use that to override... I can't use that. That's not the right kind of computer panel to use here. I don't want to attach the wires to that. I can't use that to override. I can't use that to over... I can't use that. I don't want to... I can't use that to override... I can't use that to override. I should be using this on something that can fly. It's way too deep. I won't even attempt. I think I pissed it off enough already. I think I pissed it. I think I pissed it. I think I pissed. I think. I think. I think I pissed it off. That doesn't need glue. I've overridden the ventilator's controls with the drone's controller, but the ventilator is still running. It's displaying an alien symbol. It's displaying an alien symbol. It's displaying an alien symbol. That won't do any good. Nothing. I've overridden the ventilator's controls with the drone's controller, but the ventilator is still running. It looks like the board has power now, but it needs to send the appropriate commands to the ventilator's systems. I guess I should program it somehow, but there's no buttons on it. I can't use... It looks like it's scanning the area. It doesn't seem... I'd better leave... I'd better... No. It seems to be supplying the console with nothing. 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 Nothing.
Try to disable that ventilator.
I wonder... I wonder if this is... I wonder what these guys want with... It's displaying an alien... That won't do any good. I can't use that. I've worked out which pins I need to bridge and have attached 2 wires to each one. Now I can send command codes to the ventilator's systems. I think the ventilator... Novak, check this out.
It looks like a hangar or a repair facility.
Probably. I don't think these drones are operational. I think I'm safe in here for now.
That's great, but sooner or later you need to get back here somehow.
Well, walking back is out of the question. I wish I could fly back to the ship like them.
Hang on. Maybe you can fly back.
Say what?
Well, this is a long shot, but can't you take one of those drones and fly back here?
Wait. Do what now?
How big are these things?
About 3 meters tall.
I think you could fit inside.
No, Novak, this is crazy.
No, it's perfect and elegant. You just mingle with the rest of them and fly straight here. It's the perfect disguise.
Okay, I admit it. It sounds good. But trust me, it looks a lot more difficult from where I'm standing.
Well, that's kind of your problem.
Appreciate the empathy.
Do you have a better idea?
Well, no.
Well then.
Okay, I'll see what I can come up with. Pal out. Looks like someone wanted to make sure nothing gets through this door. The weapons are useless. Looks like there's a few parts missing here. The controller is missing both of its memory modules. It's no use to me in this condition. I can just read the contents of the card using my suit's OS. I made some modifications, bridged the connections, and installed the servo controller. It's a mess, but it'll do the job. I've installed... The weapons are... It's held in place by nuts, so I can't remove it with that. I've removed the weapons to make room for myself in the drone. This is where the weapons used to be. I think this is where the energy cell is supposed to go. I need that power for my ship. I'll have to find another source of energy. There's an entrance to a hidden room behind these heads. Holy crap, this corpse is not human. It looks like it was stabbed to death. It's still warm. so it must have happened recently. Uh-oh, that means that whoever did this could still be around. Holy crap. Looks like people have been hiding out here for a while, long enough that they took the time to put together this bunk. It's a workstation with computer screens and all kinds of tools. I think someone was trying to figure out what these drones do and how they work. Looks like someone was running diagnostics on this unit. I scanned this drone, and if I'm reading this thing correctly, they are vulnerable to EM discharges. Novak!
What's up?
Look at this. This drone received a high-energy electromagnetic shock, and it knocked out its power supply. I think we can exploit this.
Hang on a second. Let me check something with the computer. Alright, I've got it. We can use one of the damaged engines on the Morningstar to create an EM pulse. The right engine still has some plasma in its buffer. Polarize it, and there's your EM pulse.
Okay, but how do we trigger it?
I haven't got that figured out yet. Anyway, you still need to get back here first, so we've still got time to think about that.
Well, alright. But let me know if you have something. Pal out. Looks like this drone is totally busted. The graph displays electromagnetic radiation and power output versus time. There's a spike on the EM line, and the power line drops exactly there. I think this means that a huge EM pulse took out this unit's power supply. It's a workstation. I don't want to put... He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. He's dead. Looks like people have been hiding out here for a while. Looks like someone wanted to make sure nothing gets... Status display for power, weapons, flight control, and guidance. I don't need weapons, but I've got to bring the rest online before I can leave. The graph displays electromagnetic radiation and power output versus time. Everything looks normal. I've installed the energy cell. I've installed a replacement flight controller computer, but I won't be able to fly it manually, so it needs a guidance system too. I hooked a makeshift scanner to the drone's systems. It's crude, but I think I'll be able to home in on our ship's location. This is where the weapons used to be. I've installed the energy cell. The graph displays electromagnetic radiation and power output versus... We've got power, flight control, and guidance all online. I got rid of the faulty weapons array, so now there's room for me in the drone. I think I'm ready to go. The drone is ready to fly, but I can't take off in here. I need to move it outside. It's welded shut. Boy, someone really wanted to make sure nothing gets through this door. I managed to separate the two wings of the door. I've unwelded the two halves of the door, but it still won't open. I guess they're just stuck. I can't wedge it into... Finally! There's nothing else there. I push the stone head outside on the trolley. Novak, I'm back. Get ready for takeoff.
Hey, you made it. Are you alright?
I'm fine, but I might have alerted the drones to our presence by breaking formation, but I don't know for sure. Don't start up the engine until I'm done with everything. I'll detach the engine from the ship so we can eject it after takeoff. Does the ejection system work?
Luckily, yeah.
Alright, I'll repair the main engine, repair the reactor, check to see if the algae sample can be used in the hibernation system, and detach the right engine.
Sounds great.
See you soon on board. It's broken beyond repair. I have no use for it. I'm not going out there again. Let's get out of here as soon as possible. I'm not going out there again. Let's get out. One herring will be...
Analysis of sample confirms positive match for hibernation fluid nutrients.
Did you hear that, Novak? We can use this stuff to recultivate the nutritional fluid in the hibernation system.
Sounds great. Keep at it. We're almost out of here.
The breach is already sealed. I need to cut the supports that hold the engine, so... That won't help me. It's humming peacefully now. I need to cut the supports that hold the engine, so we can eject and detonate it. That won't help. I use the welding tool to separate the engine from its supports. Now it's ready to eject into space. I use the welding... I broke it open with the wrench and released the valve. The breach is sealed. It's an endless desert. Why do spaceships always crash land on desert planets? Why couldn't we have crash landed on a tropical beach planet? The readout? I should operate. Looks like he's ready for takeoff. I better go and prepare the ship. Both consoles blew up. First, the console is beyond repair. It ain't broke anymore. The engine doesn't... It's beyond repair. The breach is already sealed. This is where I... The breach is already sealed. That doesn't require the spare engine part.
Repair the main engine.
It's supposed... I need to fix the engine. The engine doesn't... The engine doesn't need that part. The engine doesn't need... The engine doesn't... I've installed the plasma injector. The engine is ready to fire. I have replaced... The engine doesn't... It's humming peacefully now. Several cables seem to be loose. They must have been torn down when we crashed.
Repair the main reactor.
I have replaced the faulty plasma injector in the engine. The engine doesn't need... The engine doesn't need several... It's beyond... It ain't broken. It's beyond I've done... It's humming peacefully. It ain't broke anymore. It ain't broke anymore.
Novak to PAL.
Yeah?
I've compiled the flight control interface while you were working. But I still can't move, so you'll need to hook up a touchscreen in front of me, so I can fly the ship manually.
Yeah, about that. Still no idea how I'm gonna pull that off.
Oh, crap.
Now what?
The drones just changed course. They're closing in on us. Get to the cockpit and install that screen. We need to take off now.
I'm on my way. I should remove this... There.
Finally. Initiating launch.
Wait, what about the damaged engine?
We'll eject it as planned.
What's the point? There's no way to detonate it.
There's no time for this. They're coming. Worst case, the engine will distract them.
Well, it's a long shot, but, hang on, what if I take a shot at it once it's jettisoned?
Do whatever you want. I'm taking off.
Alright, I'm gonna get back to engineering. Try to keep it steady, will ya?
Fine, just go. Get back.
Alright, Novak, I'm ready. Hit it.
Finally! You son of a bitch. Throttling up.
I'm gonna get in position to fire. Let me know when we're far enough to detonate.
I guarantee you it's not going to work.
Just give me a countdown, damn it.
Seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, mark.
I told you it would work, didn't I?
No, you told me you're gonna give it a shot, and then...
Dude, I just saved our asses.
Did you just call me dude?
Aw, come on. Not with the captain crap again.
Crap!
Novak, you know what I like about you? Absolutely nothing. Now get me a cold beer.